It is no secret that in our globalized world, more and more people find themselves associating with people of different cultures. As our society has come to open its barriers to welcome people from India, America, Singapore, Arabia, or any other country in the world. Our culture and theirs, as we know it, have come to meet face to face within many avenues in life. And one of those avenues, of course, is within the work environment. Our cultural values, traditions, practices, and beliefs find themselves being held uniquely from person to person, and it could be due to race, age, ethnicity, religion, gender, language, and many more variables that distinguish one's culture from the other. The modern workplace, as a result of economic globalization, is now a melting pot for any and all cultural background. And despite our differences, we are encouraged to communicate and celebrate each other's diversity.
This short presentation will consist of three segments. We will first define cultural diversity. Then it will be followed by three testimonials or snippets of real life experiences in a culturally diverse workplace. From these testimonials, we will strive to extract useful insights that we can apply ourselves. Let's get started.
The definition of cultural diversity refers to differences among people because of their racial or ethnic backgrounds, language, dress, and traditions. Cultural diversity is important because of our country, workplaces, and schools increasingly consists of various cultural, racial, and ethnic groups. We can learn from one another, but first we must have a level of understanding about each other in order to facilitate collaboration and cooperation. Learning about other cultures helps us understand different perspectives within the world in which we live and helps dispel negative stereotypes and personal biases about different groups.
We would like to introduce our three testifiers. The first one is Mr. Alfredo Indino. He is a civil engineering alumnus from Mapua University. He had been working in countries such as Dubai and Qatar since the year 2001 up to the present time. Next to him, Michelle Indino. She worked as an attendant in hotels and restaurants, also in the Middle East countries, since year 2013. Last but not the least, Israel Casoy, a certified public accountant in the Philippines for 24 years now. She also accommodates various foreign clients worldwide.
As someone who experienced cultural diversity in a workplace, can you give one particular example of an obstacle and one particular example of a benefit of your setup in the office? One obstacle is I find it difficult to communicate sometimes with other nationalities due to their awkward English pronunciations. And one benefit is to learn new things such as their customs, beliefs, and cuisine. It is an obstacle for me to communicate with those of other cultures rather than my fellow Filipinos. A benefit would be the molding of my character to be patient and understanding of other people despite our differences. It's an obstacle for me when I notice that most American employers seem to obsess over small details regarding their teams and may raise their voices in lack of those details. Nothing personal. This is purely business to them because they still hired me. One benefit for me is that as I become more aware of cultural differences, I am continually learning about what to expect from my clients. To mention a few, Belgians generally enjoy an effective work-life balance, and the splitting the bill on restaurant meetings etiquette of the Americans. Do you believe that diversity drives profitability? Why or why not? I believe that profitability is dependent only on the qualifications and work performance of the individual. If people of any nation will work as a team and not step on others for their own benefit, then the company will benefit in the long run. Yes, This is because I believe that everyone has a special capability and talent to express. This diversity will pave the way for more opportunities in the company's growth. Yes, because different perspectives, insights are laid down in the table. I am not limited to just one idea coming from one part of the world. In fact, there are countries that exhibit positive cultures. One good example are the Europeans. They are very into punctuality. They will look at you with incompetence if you are late. We Filipinos can learn a lot from this. How does having cultural diversity in your workplace help or hinder you from doing your work? It helps me by having enough experience working with other nationalities, which will increase my marketability if ever I should transfer to another company. It helps me stand out in the eyes of the clients because there is a noticeable difference between our quality of work. Customers definitely prefer the service of hardworking Filipinos. Because of exposure to different cultures, I am able to exercise flexibility and have a wider understanding of people. Others attribute a seemingly irritated response as a negative attitude, but due to my exposure to different cultures, I am somewhat less of a judgmental person when it comes to other people.
While the answers and testimonies that we heard are a mixed variety of benefits and obstacles, which both mold the character of a person, it's still a matter of response. To review, cultural diversity is everywhere. Inside the workplace, it's not enough to be skillful and smart. It is still a necessity to know how to communicate and get along with colleagues who have different cultures of all sorts. Cultural diversity in the workplace is a challenge in a way that it may discourage the group or strengthen the group. To end this presentation, may we always remember that cultural diversity is something that helps us to learn about others and an opportunity to know and improve ourselves. Thank you for your time.